How's it going, everybody? Today I'm reviewing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 21 and 22, Absolution and Ascension, the season finale of Season 3. Spoilers for the episode. If you've not seen it, go watch the episode, then come back here. So I'm kind of going to break down the main points of it. I don't want to make this video too long because it is 2 hours. There's lots to cover, so I'm going to hit on some of the main points, some of the things that stood out to me, and we'll just go from there. Some of the stuff that early on just stood out to me was Fitz obviously pretending to be the other guy when they're trying to get the nuke codes to try to shut that down, the missile. And it was a really funny moment just to open up the episode with, and I enjoyed that. We also get Daisy's dream, of course, so we find out that she was dreaming and everything, because I was like confused. I'm like, is it a flash forward? Are we going to find where they can get here at the end of the season, or what's that? But it turns out just a dream. And of course we get the Secret Warriors, along with Mac, all going down to the island and infiltrating there. And you got Coulson getting the codes, and they basically, in the nick of time, they save it. They stop the nuke from going off. They stop the missile from spreading this disease everywhere in the world, and they succeed early on in the episode. We also see that Daisy's a prisoner. She's kind of just, we don't know what to do. She's kind of going through withdrawals, as Coulson kind of says, and they have a great conversation between Daisy and Coulson, where he kind of tells her, like, hey, we stopped the missile, but Hive, he's still out there, kind of thing. We gotta still stop him. And just a good conversation between Daisy and Coulson. I really enjoyed that, which led into Hive, and when they do the whole blue lights on them and everything, and his memory starts kind of going all whack, and he starts going nuts. And Hellfire and the other guy, I can't remember his name right now, I think it's like Gira or something like that, they start going like, are you okay, man? Like, what's up with you? Like, is everything all right? And he indeed gets captured, actually, and they, again, I'm like, they caught Hive. Obviously going to get out of here somehow. I don't quite know how yet, but I'm interested to see how that happens. We also get the great scene. One of my more favorite scenes, especially from the first part of it, was the scene between Daisy and Mac, where Daisy just essentially breaks down. She starts getting angry at Mac, like, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. And then she starts to break down. She cries, and just, it was a great scene between the two of them. It really showed something more emotional and kind of what Daisy's going through right now, and how it impacted her. And I love seeing that. Again, the relationship between Mac and Daisy's always been strong and just emphasized right here. And of course we get to look forward to who's going to die, who's going to be the one with the jacket and the cross, and I like seeing that hinted at throughout the episode. Starts off with like Fitz, and he's got the jacket and the necklace, and it's like he's going to die, and especially because it was hinted towards with Fitz and Simmons, kind of the relationship, and how they're going to go away and book vacation and everything like that. Some humorous moments there. And how she said, there's no going snorkeling. Like, what else? I was going to show you something. I'm just snorkeling. That's about it. Take your breath away. It was a funny moment there. Fitz was like, oh, what do you mean? Again, good humor, but I was interested to see how this whole pass the jacket type thing and pass the cross along. Who's gonna be the one to bite it in the end of the episode? Then Fitz is in the hangar, and the explosion goes off, turning everyone else crazy, turning them into these Inhumans, and turns out that's Hive's plan all along. Of course, Fitz gets away, but not before Hive escapes out of this little chamber thing, and it's his plan actually all along to get inside one of the Quinjets and take it up and spread this disease via the jet. So turns out Hive was meant to get captured all along. So again, didn't see that coming, so I'm happy that that was explained in a really good way as well. Then what surprised me the most was when Daisy came up after Hive is there, and she basically says, like, I want to go back. Like, I want to be under control. It's like she really is. It's like a drug, and he can't do it because apparently with Lash kind of made her immune to it, and that's where that first episode ends. She starts fighting Hive, and again, it opens right back up with the fight was great between Hive and Daisy. I love seeing that one. My favorite, probably the best action set piece of the episode, and a great fight scene between Hive and Daisy. Then we get the yo-yo sacrifice for Mac again. She doesn't really die, and of course they manage to save her with the torch and everything like that. But I like how Yo-Yo actually sacrificed. I actually thought Mac was going to die there. I was like, oh, nice. But Yo-Yo sacrificed herself, and ends up, she doesn't even die anyways, but oh well. And of course, Ratcliffe is now teamed up with them, which I forgot to mention. He's teamed up with them all, and he kind of figured out that Simmons figured out that these Inhumans, they see through infrared, so she cranks the heat up, which is smart, very smart. And of course, Ratcliffe's like, oh, I knew that as well, of course, just being the kind of cocky guy he is. But Simmons, again, being very intelligent to figure that out, that is, the crank in the heat will kind of disguise her. Of course, May and Fitz escape onto the jet as well with Hive, and Gira comes in, knocks out May, and Fitz, again, kind of showing just how he's grown. Really, when you think back, like, he used to be, like, when he had all the mental illness kind of thing, where he was just kind of I didn't like that version of Fitz, and I'm glad Fitz is back. And of course, pulling that little sneak attack gun, killing him, killing Gira. So that was cool to see. I believe that's his name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I like seeing that from Fitz. Then we get Hive revealing his true face to Coulson, kind of putting down the facade for just a moment, not being Grant Ward, and has that great conversation with Coulson, and Coulson finding out that he's a hologram actually, and giving that great Star Wars reference where "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope." It's perfect. That was one of my funniest moments of the episode. I love seeing that. Turns out it's just a distraction for the rest of the crew to come in, infiltrate, and kick some ass. Lincoln, of course, gets wounded from Hellfire, and he's kind of down and out. And the good conversation between Daisy and Lincoln, which was good. It wasn't like my favorite part of the episode, but great conversation between the two of them. Of course, we had to see Mac and his shotgun, axe gun, which was awesome. Mac was badass with the shotgun. I loved it. It was so crazy. I loved it. But we get to see that, and Daisy kind of talking about fate with Lincoln as well, where like, hey, like I gotta do this. I'm the one. I saw the future. I know this is gonna happen. And but lo and behold, Lincoln gets on the plane or a jet and takes it up, and he has the necklace after all, and he's the one who's actually gonna sacrifice himself. And that was a great emotional moment. Another one from Chloe Bennett. I gotta give props to her. Again, from the very beginning of the series, like way back season 1, she was not my favorite character by any stretch of the imagination. And now she's probably my favorite character on the show. So again, very emotional moment between that conversation where it kind of cuts out just too soon, of course. And turns out Daisy's going to go kind of off the deep end. We go 6 months later. Daisy's destroying stuff, kind of taking out banks and stuff and giving back to the poor. It's kind of like a Robin Hood, almost kind of reminded me of that. And S.H.I.E.L.D's trying to track her down. They can't quite track her down. I mentioned, is Coulson, like, who's the director? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard Coulson say, like, oh, the director, like, referencing another person who's in charge 6 months down the road. So, someone else the director, or maybe I misheard that. I might have. But they're on the look for Daisy. That's going to be a lot of season 3, at least the beginning part. And then we get Ratcliffe for the post-credit scene, kind of creating these life model decoys. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool to see in season 3. Who's this first life model decoy of? We don't know. Kind of looked like a female figure, but I'm not sure quite yet. It seemed like he was working with Fitz and Simmons as well, or at least Fitz for that matter. Remains to be seen. But some cool stuff set up towards season 3, so looking forward to that. Overall, season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was really great. Built upon season 2. Loved all the Inhuman stuff that, again, built upon from the stuff from season 2. And it's a huge improvement from the beginning of season 1. A huge improvement. And I overall, the season was great. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to season 4. So, lots to look forward to with the whole Daisy and the life model decoy stuff. So anyways, let me know your thoughts on the overall season as a whole. And your thoughts on the finale. What you thought, what was good, what was bad in the comment section below. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every week. That's it, and we'll talk to y'all later.